after that ABCD of menopause, my voice has already been gone, and giving me the opportunity to speak on this. It's a very simple subject which is not that simple, but I'll do it in a different manner. I'll just tell you the 5 cases which we come across day to day with a menopause. My voice has gone, but just bear with me. It's a 52-year-old, 7 years of menopause. She has never used menopausal hormone therapy because of fear of the breast cancer, and she suffers from the vaginal dryness and dyspareunia. She has a celiac disease and she is a vegan. She does not wish to use the vaginal gel and tablets. She is not comfortable with them, and her doctor prescribed her a first-class non-hormonal selective estrogens, and initially she was very happy with her medication. Now, however, she has begun experiencing the leg cramps. Now, this case should generate discussion on the lifestyle management and a tailor-made treatment. What I am trying to tell you by telling this type of cases, like ABCD of the menopause, this is not the type of the Augustus gathering over here, कि मैं उसके etiology बताऊँ, management बताऊँ, causes बताऊँ, what like that. So we are just telling you all about this type of cases and what we generate in our mind to have this type of cases when we do like this. Now this is the case 2. 42 years old, has undergone hysterectomy with a bilateral oophorectomy. After the diagnosis of endometrial cancer, she does not wish to receive the hormonal therapy with a fear of the disease of recurrence, and her mother has sustained a hip fracture of the age of 78 years. She is concerned about her own risk of fracture. This case should generate the discussion on bone health. So every case, we are discussing it for the bone health or the breast health or the uterus health or the lifestyle thing or the cardiovascular or any other risk. Now this is the case 3. As per enlightened, 48-year-old, perimenopausal, irregular cycles, occasionally with heavy bleedings. She has a family of breast cancer. She drinks 1 or 2 glasses of wines and in her dinner every day. And she is with friends and she has many more, sometime wine. Her mammogram reveals high density. So the breast health comes with it. This should generate the discussion of breast care. Now the case for the 58-year-old postmenopausal patient, bothersome hot flushes, daytime fatigue. Her last menstrual period occurred at the age of 52, diagnosed with a type 2 diabetes mellitus at the age of 56 and taking metformin. Recent HbA1c level is 6.8 and she initiated the angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitor for the renal protection, and BP in office is 130/80. Patient wishes to discuss menopausal hormonal therapy for the management of vasomotor symptom. So again, it's in our mind, whenever the patients come with the menopause, we are worried about the HRT, we are worried about the bone health, we are worried about the cardiovascular risk, we are worried about her cerebral risk, we are worried about her bone health and all, and what the lifestyle she is having. This case generate discussion on individualizing the management based on the patient's risk profile. Now this is the case 5, 38-year-old, known case of BRCA mutation, diagnosed at the screening, strong family history of breast and ovarian cancer, recurrently underwent the prophylactic risk, and this case is having the reducing the bilateral salpingo oophorectomy. She is now experiencing severe vasomotor symptoms and poor sleep, and these symptoms are affecting her quality of life. Her primary, this is the safety of the menopausal hormonal therapy, BRCA mutation and the management option. So again, these are 2 more cases like this. She is 58 years old, BMI is 23, severe drenching hot flushes, progressively worsened past year. She stopped menstruating at the age of 52 and has been a low dose transdermal estrogen being advised by someone she is taking, and without much improvement in her symptoms, she is seeking second opinion to hope that increase her dose of estrogen with the help of symptoms. This case also generate the discussion of the differentiation of the menopause-like symptoms. So it's very, very important when we treat a patient of the menopause, we should know what are the conditions we should go for. This is the last case with this, having 48-year-old, bothersome vasomotor symptoms, breast cancer to the mother, family history is osteoporosis and following ill. The patient is particularly anxious regarding the possibility of the height loss as her grandmother had, because even are concerned about the risk of breast cancer given the maternal history of the breast cancer at the age of 50. This case should have generated the discussion on breast care. I'm sure I am not going to take this case. and this also 9 also. The last case which I like to tell you about, which is day to day we come, 54-year-old female having trouble in sleeping, experiencing severe hot flushes, 5 feet 3 inches, weight 81 kg, history of hypertension, high cholesterol, family history of diabetes and cardiovascular diseases. Mother had a venous thromboembolism at the age of 52, age following a serious car accident. Last menstrual period as having occurred 5 years ago, and she states she is tired of having the hot flushes. So during the follow-up, she said she also experienced having a discomfort with the intercourse and some vaginal and distress symptom. This case should generate the HRT and the lifestyle management. So what I am telling you, what are the stages of menopause? There is many more things, but this is the simpler one which I find out. This is the straw stages of menopause. They are simple, and I am not going into the detail of it, but just to read it and find it out. This is the straw stages of menopause. Symptoms, late VSM, most and like this. Now these are the conditions which we should take. They are the mimic like a menopause like symptoms. So these conditions are Cushing syndrome, thyroid diseases, diabetes mellitus, again the neoplasm, adrenal, carcinoid, hematologic, lung, pheochromocytoma, and these are we should worried about, and we should take hepatitis C, even HIV also, and tuberculosis also. And these are the building problems and the risk profile. If the patient is obesity related, hypertension and cardiovascular, menopause related, these are the concerns. CVD, endometrial breast and bowel cancer, VMS, stroke and thromboembolism. In hypertension, CVD and low bone mineral density, stroke, and there is increased bone resorption, poor quality of life, urogenital atrophy and sequelae, discomfort and UTI. So these are the building, the problem, the risk profile. If there is obesity, if there is a hypertension and a cardiovascular risk, and again only the menopausal consent, these are the things, and lysis of VMS is alone other thing. Now what are the benefits and what are the risk of HT? These are the symptoms control, reduce VMS, urogenital dryness, dyspareunia, improves mood, many more things are helpful, but the risk of HT is a big list, and it can cause a vascular, cancer, neurocognitive and other, and most important is the vascular one, and we should be worried about all the risk of the HT. Now the potentially benefit are there are therapeutic class, and there are some investigated therapies. They are antidepressants, SSR and SNRI, hypnotics, because these are the different things which we need some time, and these are this is anti-seizure agents and therapeutic, and again there are antihypertensive are needed, nerve block is needed, alternative. So it's a non-hormonal therapies which we should talk about, and now this is very important. Now the risk and the benefits of the hormonal therapy is the importance of the timing. If it is early in menopause years, associate with the relief of vasomotor symptoms, prevention of the urogenital atrophy and resulting dyspareunia, reduction into the rapid bone loss, and that's a prevalent untreated women during to 5 to 7 years following the menopause. But if she is 60 to 69 of years of age, the benefit of the HT are vasomotor symptom relief. Number 1, prevention of urogenital atrophy and prevention of bone loss and fracture, and risk are essentially with the same as a younger woman, VT, stroke and breast cancer. But the risks are increased compared to the young women, and HT doses reduces should be considered. Now if she is more than 70, the skeleton and urogenital benefits of HT occur. The risk changes slightly to VT, stroke and a coronary heart disease. Risks increase who have not been systemic HT, who are starting HT at an advanced stage, and which is generally discouraged. Now the local vaginal estrogen should be considered in this age of women, and symptomatic urogenital atrophy. Now the take home message is very, very simple. The transition of menopause can be the time of reflection and inspiration. This is the take home message. Number 1, plan 1, lifestyle modification. Plan 2, it's a symptomatic. Plan 3 is a non-hormonal, and plan 4 is HRT. So basically this is thing. Then although the transitions of any kind can be the inherently difficult, and many women experience newfound sense of freedom and anticipate personal growth, and menopause is a time of great change. It is adolescent of the older age, but better than the adolescence of youth, because menopausal women have confidence and experience. That's the best thing. And definitely a time of choice should really be about the finding what really you want. It's a time to take charge and shape the remaining chapters of life. Chill out, people. So the ABCD is very simple. We have covered all those things because the going through all the ABCD, the 12 minutes is very less. But day to day, we come across the many cases like this in our office. Now, it's always our concern that which matters her most, either the bone health or the breast health or her vasomotor symptoms or anything. So we should consider it in an individual manner, and we should treat the patient with a tailor-made thing. It should not be the bookish things which we are supposed to take. And I have a PMA, positive mental attitude. I am positive, I am mental, and no, I have attitude. Thank you so much for listening me. I welcome you all to Indore, AICOG, just to make Indore is a good place to eat, good place to move, and good place to enjoy. And we'll try our level best to do the best hospitality which is possible for us. And thank you, all of you, for supporting me and making me Vice President Foxy. Thank you so much.